Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. We'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. I am playing as the Necrons, I'm playing as the Chaos Demons, and we're playing against the Necrons. And this is the Ghostland Conqueror objective, 2,000 points. It's a 100-point target and a 10-turn limit. I'm going to play around with our Summoner faction because I think that works pretty well. Hopefully I'll be able to keep holding and summoning units to be able to hold the main point here. This could be a bad situation though if he just sits and spams scarabs, because I'm going to have trouble killing those. Hopefully if that does happen, I will be able to either use my cannons to charge through them to get a bunch of kills, or to be able to summon a bunch of the Hellhounds to be able to use the fire attack. And we'll have our two Bloodthirsters here to do heavy hits. We'll have the Demon Princes to do range attacks and also melee. We've got the three Bloodmasters, hopefully just sit back and spam summons, and the four Skull Cannons to get hopefully some shots in, and also to get shots from range and to charge through with melee. So we're just kind of getting everybody into range, trying to rush the point there, so hopefully we can move up and get some points. And he's coming up here. It's now contested, I should say. It's got some annihilation barges coming up.
For the Skull Throne.
And he summoned a third one in there. For some reason I didn't get to see it. So this was kind of a first mistake here, is you can kill one of these Triarchs in one turn with the demons here if you wait for the resurrection. I just got impatient, and then the other thing, I'm like, well, maybe I can get them weakened down and then I can finish them off with the Demon Princes here. So I was trying this out, but I end up attacking here, but then I go so quickly that it attacks before they resurrect, so it's like it didn't get the big attacks here. And because I was going so, if you rush it before they resurrect, they get those units don't get attacked. And because I then didn't move the Bloodthirsters out of the way, I suffered accuracy penalties. So I should have easily slaughtered two, if not all three of these guys here, had I been a little smarter with my gameplay here. So I'm a little disappointed, because as you can see, that would have effectively killed that guy there. So a little disgusted as I go back retrospectively and watch this, because what my thought process here was is, well, we'll pull everybody back, we'll start stacking them up, so hopefully I don't get attacked. I'll attack with the cannons, we'll see if they can get shots off. Of course they don't, because I'm shooting through the Bloodthirsters, so it's like, alright, well, that's unfortunate. I was thinking, well, he's unlikely, I should say, to have more Triarchs if he didn't summon them in already. So we'll just kind of move these guys over here, try to get a shot off, and miss. And then I was like, well, I didn't think this through very well, because it's like I see he's got another Triarch there now, but I didn't at the time. And I didn't really think that, oh yeah, I suppose if these are considered medium tier infantry here, that if I end up almost killing three of them, that's probably going to give them some strategic points, right? But of course it is. So, in retrospect, I should have known if I have my guys like this, they're probably going to get jumped. And I end up pulling these guys back, so now not only have I not killed these three Triarchs, I've now conceded 15 points to him by not contesting the spot, so I shouldn't have done that. I blocked the movement of my Bloodmasters there. And now he's going to get a bunch of points on me.
scrolls.
So he's bringing up all of his infantry here.
All who pass my gaze will be blood tribute.
Bringing up the annihilation barges. He's throwing in all of his attacks here. He's getting decent damage because I have everybody stuck together. Living Lightning's chewing me up because the Chaos Boys have no armor. And he's just charging in here getting a bunch of attacks because not only is he doing damage, but I'm killing his units, so he's getting more and more command points here. Which he definitely optimizes his use on because he summons scarabs on me. And then they get charge attacks. And then he gets 2 more attacks here, and they don't have a zone of control when you do that, so it's like, shit, I'm about to lose my HQ unit here. So he's now down. So I'm like, shit, well, that means I can't summon, but then he's got these Triarchs here, smacks him. And he's ended up able to snipe him out from the side there. So it's like, shit, I've now lost 2 of my Bloodmasters, and I needed those guys to summon to be able to survive the onslaught here that's coming. So I'm like, alright, I better make some very smart plays here, or I'm in a bad time. This is like, all of these units are really good at sniping down my HQ units. So it's like, alright, this is a rough start. I've made some very bad decisions here. I'm like, well, am I going to charge these guys here? But then he's for sure going to die. And when he charges, he doesn't get enough to kill. But I'm like, oh man, 3 different units here. I feel like that's worth it. So I charge in there. And luckily he didn't resurrect any of those death marks. I'm like, alright, I'm pretty okay with him getting the kill, and then I see that he's got the hex mark back there, so I'm like, shit. So the Overlord isn't even his commander unit here. So I'm like, alright. Well, let's start summoning here, but now I'm really worried that he's just going to keep sniping my Bloodmasters every turn. I'm like, well, I feel like I should focus on the annihilation barges here, because I should be able to just do a bunch of charge attacks into them. I could also probably charge down there, but I think it would be more prudent to go after the higher value target. I was expecting to suffer like no damage there, but of course because it's a rear attack it actually did pretty good damage, so I'm like, alright, I'm already kind of regretting some decisions here, but if I charge into this a couple times I should be able to get the kill pretty easily.
Lord of Rage, command me.
It's like, well, let's charge in with this other cannon here, this should work. It's like, alright, so now he's got just a tiny bit of health left, so I should get the kill. So what my thought was as well, let's move you up here. Move you up here, shoot here, get the kill. It's down. I'm like, do I attack these guys or not? It's like, well, I got a free attack, so I feel like I might as well do it. And it's like, well, alright, I should probably attack the Annihilation Barge here because he does so much damage and he's going to be healing. So let's just start focusing this guy down.
Violence and death.
And then again, I'm sitting here thinking, well, am I going to summon or am I not going to summon and just do range attacks? Because I'd really like to get the kill here.
Command me.
And after going back and forth, I'm like, well, summon or not to summon? And I'm like, I really would like to kill this guy, so let's try to get the kill. So I attack here, attack there. Now, I end up moving up with this guy to get the attack, and I think that was a mistake, because this is the one that's already, you know, 2/3 dead. But I'm like, well, let's do it. And I do. But, again, I think that was a bad decision. And I end up bringing them up here, and I'm like, well, these guys are weak, so hopefully I'll get a bunch of kills. And some resurrect, so I'm like, well, that wasn't great. I really do want this to die, so I charge up the Demon Prince, use his free attack to get the kill. But it's like, I feel like I should have just committed, because if I would have moved up with this guy, I could have done the attacks as well. Because instead I left the guy that's almost dead to be in the front line. And now I'm trying to figure out, well, how am I going to keep my Bloodmaster safe here, because he's got all these damn Scarab Swarms all over the place. And it's like, I don't want to be all together, because I don't want him to use all those Living Lightning attacks on you. But it's like, there's a pretty good chance that he's going to be able to kill him with all these guys. And then I end up summoning more guys down here, but again, it's like, against the Necrons, they can chew through my forces like nobody's business, so I definitely think I should have spent a turn and gotten some more kills here, or at least brought that other Bloodthirster forward. Because in order to just summon one guy, it definitely wasn't worth it there. Because he's going to get all these attacks here, and as you can see, they do a ton of damage. And he'll easily be able to kill this one that's almost dead. And then he doesn't even have to worry about focus firing down that other one, so it's like he's down. So definitely some foolishness on my part there. And then obviously he's gonna run and just kill this Skull Cannon. That was to be expected. I was not surprised by that.
Flesh at the teeth.
And he runs those guys forward and summons more Scarabs on me. And he's running these guys down to contest the point against me. Now he's starting to work on the Bloodletters. He runs those guys down to get the kill. So I'm like, shit, there's another one down. And then with the Scarabs, again, I forgot that I kept angling these guys thinking, oh, with the cover area, it'll be safe to keep them there because he won't get rear attacks. But because they're hovering, they can do melee at any angle. Which is actually very... I think they're the only unit in the game that can do that. It's like the whole point of having those Chaos Bloodletters over there was to help me hold the zone of control there. But obviously that did not work, given everybody that he has here. And now he's getting ready to jump those guys again. He's pulling ahead with the points. And now I'm sitting here like, I need to kill these freaking scarabs, because all he's doing is dropping 2 additional units every turn on me. And I can't kill them without having any sort of flame attack, because they have 10 models or whatever it is, and they resurrect 2 every turn. So I'm like, I'm going to have to rely on this rage to do a bunch of attacks and kill a bunch of them. And now I'm definitely regretting overextending my other bloodletter, because I'm like, shit, I'm gonna need to do this, and it's got a cooldown, so I can't keep spamming it. So now I'm just trying to figure out where do I want to end up putting them, and it's like the only way I can really get over here reasonably well is if I waste my jump attack. So I do that. And it's like, alright, I can do this, but I think if I move up one more, I should be able to get that other one over here. So let's come up here and do that. And so I do this. And I do the scream. Now the part that surprises me is I don't get any momentum for that. So what I'm not sure is what's happening is with summon units, do you not get momentum? Because that would explain some matches I've had where I'm not getting it. Now I try to nullify a lot of these guys. Range abilities here. And I just keep summoning more, and I'm like, okay, good. Now I finally got some of those freaking units here, so hopefully I'll be able to kill some guys. Now it's like I can come over here, but I think I should just focus on dropping these scarabs. Now I bring these guys over here because I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to get it, but of course he's going to be able to jump them away, so I'm like, ah, that's kind of a bad decision. Now it's like, what am I going to do with these cannons here? It's like, I guess we got to pull them back to try to get some shots. It's like, well, that's 65%, so I guess we'll shoot here. And it's like, we'll pull you back here and try to shoot as well. And I do get the attack.
Lord of Rage, command me.
It's like, where do I want to keep this guy to try to keep him alive? Because now I know the importance of keeping him alive to take out those scarabs, but also because he's my HQ unit. So it's like, damn. And the other thing is I don't have enough guys holding the point right now, so I'm losing that location as well. So I'm losing the point value, so I'm like, oh, let's try to run you in here. It's like, oh, I'm still short though. It's like, do I run the Demon Prince up here? I wish I would have ran these bloodletters up there, but I didn't. So I'm like, well, let's just try to get you into cover, I guess. It's like I can bring you all the way down there, but then you're not going to be able to fight anymore because you're not going to have the flying ability. So I'm like, well, if I go here, then I've effectively nullified all those other guys from being able to attack you. And I thought, well, if I don't have enough guys holding here, maybe I'll just put them over here and then you can lock those guys down. But I think that was a foolish move because now I've unlocked the melee block for all those other units here. So that was a bad decision on my part. And I'm like, well, maybe I can take that back with the Demon Prince here. Or do I just run through all these guys to come down into this corner here? Because what I don't want is for his Overlord to be able to jump over here and get you. And I'm just like, man, I had some really bad movements here. And it's going to take all the way to 3 to be able to do the big nuke. And by that time, I'm not even sure it's going to work out if you're even able to survive. I'm like, well, with all the accuracy penalties, maybe if I bring you over here, that'll keep you alive from, or keep you safe from getting shot by those immortals there. And then hopefully that'll keep you safe from getting a bunch of attacks here. I thought, well, if I end up moving him like this, you'll be safe. But of course they got the living lightning, so they're just totally obliterating my chaos demons here. So those guys are now free, but again, because I didn't have the other guys there, now he's got all these attacks here. He's barely doing any damage, so that's not terrible. He's moving the hex mark down here so he can drop more guys on me, and then also use the 100% accuracy. Oh, he didn't drop any on me. He ends up just going with 100% accuracy, I see. And running these scarabs down on me. Getting his big jump attack here. Summons more warriors. Starts bringing these guys down to get some more attacks. And he warped with his death marks. So it's like, alright, well, again, I'm giving a lot of points up. So it's like, I'm not going to jump with those guys. I would like to do some charge, so I'm like, well, how about I bring you up and I can charge through those 3 guys over here. Hopefully drop those down. What I should have done is charged horizontally here, because I would have killed probably both these guys, but I came up at an angle there before I realized the 3 here, because that would have killed those guys because they just resurrected, and then I would have done more damage here. So definitely a mistake on my part. Lots of mistakes on my part on this matchup, unfortunately, but it's good. That's what keeps you used to things. And I thought, oh, these guys should be able to do 20 damage, right? Nope. Because again, I wasn't really thinking here, and I need these guys to all be standing on each other to stack their momentum buffs, right? But so I'm being very sloppy. Then I attack here. Those guys are now down. It's like, well, hopefully if I get some kills here, I should be able to get the momentum going. And it's like, there's 13. We'll attack here. That's 17, so now I'm up to 30. I was like, well, maybe if I kill here, that'll be enough, but it's only 9, so I'm short by 2, so I'm like, shit. And I run this guy back, but it's like, okay, well, now this guy's not getting the bonuses, but proof of concept, see, if you just wait, they resurrect, and now you can kill them. So this is what I should have done on the first turn. So it's like, alright, well, I've got these 2 guys here. It's like I've got immortals there that are almost dead. I probably should be attacking these warriors, since they still have full accuracy. And it's like, we'll smack him down. He'll resurrect. And now if I attack again, I should be able to kill these guys. And they're down. So I'm like, okay, this is good. Again, just shows if I would have been more aggressive with attacks instead of summoning some of these weaker guys that were dying with 1 round of attacks before, I probably could have done a lot more damage to these guys and gotten some kills. And I'm a little frustrated, you know, I was like, boy, I really thought I was going to get that bonus attack here. So now I'm just trying to figure out how I want to position myself. And it's like, I think... It's like, do I pull you back? Do I not pull you back? And I don't pull him back, so now I'm getting shot up. But now through the momentum gains, it's like if he survives, he'll get an extra attack. So I'm like, alright, that's good. He's just dropping more and more scarabs on me. It's like, give me a break, man. That's like 200 damage from scarabs. He's jumping down, gonna get the kill for his rears. So it's like he's now down. He's got the zone of control, but barely doing anything there. And he drops even more scarabs on top of me now. And again, the damage these scarabs can do when you're getting rear attacks is insane. So it's like, alright, now I just lost my skull cannon. Oh, Jesus. He's got that one death mark hanging out back there. Moves his overlord to be over here to be safe. Trying to pull these guys away and spaced out a little bit. Runs with the death mark because he's like, I don't want that to get killed because he sees how well all those damn scarabs are doing against me. And it's like the points are on his turn, so he always knows how to move his guys around to know if he's going to get the points or not. So now I'm like, well, what the hell am I going to do here? It's like, well, I guess I would kind of like to shoot into those guys. It's like, do I summon or do I attack? Do I summon or do I attack? These are the problems I'm having right now. It's like, well, I think if I get you down here, that will allow you to both shoot and attack, and maybe I can get a bonus attack if I do this. So I was like, let's run you down. They're down. It's like, well, let's attack again. They're dead. It's like you only have a 65% chance to hit these guys, so you miss a bunch of them. It's like, do I summon or do I not summon? We end up summoning. I got these guys.
Forward, blood for the blood god.
Because it's like, chances are, with how much he's summoning, he's gonna just keep taking me out here. And it's like, well, do I blind guys or not? And it's like, I don't know if it's really worth it, since there's not a lot of guys left. And I don't know what the chance of blinding the scarab swarms are. Whether it's worth it. It's like I could attack twice here and take out scarab swarms, so that barely seems like it's worth it. So I'm like, maybe I just summon guys. And I do. And it's like, alright, bloodletters are over here.
Whatever Khorne demands.
And again, I'm just barely short. I'm getting my bonus momentum here, so I'm like, oh boy. So I'm like, well, let's just turn that way so your back is protected. It's like, I guess we'll just keep you back here to try to get more attacks into the scarabs, because at least they have 4. For splash, so that might be beneficial. My thought was just have those bloodletters here so they can try to lock these scarab swarms down. It's like, I'm not going to move them back. It's like, we'll turn you a little bit so you can try to lock those guys down. He's got the one little death mark that's going to keep shooting me every turn. It's like I could move these guys down to try to lock that down, but then for sure the Overlord's going to come down here and get rear attacks, and that'll just kill you for sure. And it's like, well, what I need to worry about is him charging the Demon Prince as well, because the Demon Prince is really doing most of the damage for me right now. It's like I could move him up here. And I do that because I'm like, I need to just try to hold this point as much as I can to get these points back, because it's already turn 6, so now it's like I have to do this, and I body block with the cannon there to stop the Overlord from being able to charge into the Demon Prince is what my thought was. And then unfortunately the blindness is going to wear off this following turn.
Khorne's rage guides us.
It's like, alright, let's end the turn, see what happens. He's pushing in. Now I ended up angling this guy off camera because I thought, oh, he'll be fine. But again, it doesn't matter whether there's a blockage there because they're hovering. So they still got to do a true rear attack into this guy. And because the blindness wears off on the turn it's put on, not on his turn. Like, it's not 2 of his turns, it's 2 of my turns. Like, it's like, shit, the accuracy debuff wore off, so now everybody's getting to attack my Bloodthirster, so it's like, shit, he's definitely gonna die. And then the Bloodthirsters aren't locked into melee anymore, or don't have a zone of control, so you got to charge through there. So I'm like, oh my god. So my opponent is doing an excellent job right now. He's just sitting back and shooting me like nobody's business here. And he puts the protection mantle on his Overlord, so he has all that evasion. So he's like, I don't want you to actually attack me there. It's like, alright, well, finally held the spot. It's like, I think I need you to just summon things, because I'm like, well, it's like I kind of like having these bonuses and everything here, but I need to just do damage. Because I am dying. It's like I could charge through here.
I am the Bloodmaster.
It's like I can charge through there.
Crush them all.
So we'll do that. And 2 are getting up again. And I'm like, well, we can attack here, I guess. So I start attacking those guys. 2 get up. It's like, well, let's attack here. Now again, I'm not getting any momentum for this. So I'm getting a little frustrated. And it's like, well, I guess if I charge through here, maybe I can do more damage. I think had I done that a little differently, I would have been able to charge probably all 4 of those other units and then use the Blood Crushers to finish them off by going through there. So that was definitely a mistake too. It's like, well, let's just come over here and try to do as much as we can to get some kills. So it's like, alright, those guys are... I thought were going to be down, but they did not die. It's like, well, I guess we'll just finish them off. And we'll move that up here. Move you down this way. Have you attack those immortals. They're now dead.
The blood must flow.
And it's like I need to keep as many guys down here that I can.
Forward, blood for the blood god.
Now I killed him, but then he resurrected, so I'm like, well shit, man.
Lord of Rage, command me.
So now I was trying to figure out, like, how do I want to position myself? Because I need to have as many guys body blocking as I can, because I'm like, he's probably going to summon more scarabs on me. And what I end up doing is bringing this guy back this way.
None shall live.
Thinking, well, even if he gets attacked, hopefully he'll get some counter attacks. And then have you come over here, trying to body block that. So it's like, now it's like, I just need to hold as long as I can. And hopefully he won't be able to snipe me, but I think there's probably a pretty good chance he's going to be able to snipe me. Just bringing his little death mark up. Shoots him. Charges down with the Overlord. Again, I think I should have had him move a little bit here, but that way he didn't get attacked by that, but that's what I did. And I was also hoping he was going to do a lot more damage as the counter, but it's like, shit, alright, well, he's down. And here come the Scarab Swarms. And he runs down with this hex mark here. And finishes off my poor Bloodmaster.
Skulls for the Skull Throne.
And with that, I think my fate is pretty much sealed.
Khorne's rage guides us.
Because it's like he's got all these guys here. I can't even attack them. It's like, I guess we'll just try to shoot into those guys. It's like I can keep attacking, but then again, I don't get momentum for these kills, so it's like, ah, geez. So I'm like, well, maybe you can get them down to 1, but you missed 2 of the attacks, so I'm like, oh my god. It's like, alright, well, let's just try to get some attacks here. Smack those guys down. It's like, well, maybe we just try to finish these guys off. And again, I think it's because they're summoned I don't get momentum, but that seems crazy to me.
Flesh at the teeth.
And because his Overlord's gotten so many kills, he's got so much momentum built up that he can heal for a shit ton of health. So it's like he's back to full health, so it doesn't even matter if he gets hit by Overwatches right now.
Forward, blood for the blood god.
It's like, let's bring you there, let's charge through here. Try to get some kills. Unfortunately, they resurrect again. So I'm like, well, let's just finish these guys off. Then I can run in with my other guys here, trying to charge in. But it's like, alright, I don't think it really matters at this point in time. Because he can just keep summoning guys on me, and his overlord will be able to kill one of these groups altogether. Runs a hex mark down, uses his ability to spread his attacks out. Finishes the blood crushers. And runs down with the death mark. So now he's got more units than I do, so there's no way I can even kill anything. So Scarabs for the win. So out of vengeance, decided to charge the warriors here, try to get a kill. And he actually dies, so. Victory to our opponent here. Very well done. So he did a lot of things really nicely, you know. He really maximized his Scarab play there. Really was able to maximize the rear attacks on me. I thought with positioning and using the obstacles that would protect me, but I did not appreciate that the Scarabs would be it because our hover unit obstacles and any sort of diagonal attacks really don't matter for them, so they can still get a bunch of attacks there, and he was able to spread them out, get in there and attack me. I was a little too quick on some of my attacks before allowing the Necron models to resurrect, and so if you attack before they get that resurrection, then the splash damage doesn't attack them. So definitely was very sloppy with that Praetorian attack in the very beginning there. I should have taken all three of those ones out. I should have gotten more points on that aspect, and I would have suffered all that damage. Also, I was, again, too passive. I thought, well, if I can just sit back, keep summoning, it'll be good, but the Necrons are great at knocking down low armored units, which the Necrons are, so I should have just been in there knocking units down left and right with those attacks with the Demon Princes and Bloodthirsters instead of summoning, you know, a unit of Bloodletters which were going to die in 1 or 2 attacks instead of just killing those units down, because if I could have just kept stacking attacks, I could have got momentum and done more damage. And also using that Rage AoE attack to knock down the Scarabs, because that was definitely something that I definitely struggled with. And then not working on maximizing my attacks that had charges through a lot of those units, because I really needed to maximize those to do a lot of damage and counteract the resurrection abilities that the Necron warriors had. The accuracy debuff definitely works very well against the Necrons, so it was a little bit unfortunate that my Bloodletter kept being the one that was being selected as the HQ commander. I wish that at the start of the turn you'd be able to select which HQ unit you had on the field that would get the battlefield promotion instead of it automatically going to the most high tier or cost unit, because, you know, if it's a Librarian Dreadnought or in this case the Bloodletter, you know, you probably don't want it to go to some of those units that you want to be actually in melee and be fighting. But overall, I thought that was very good. The fact that the points were allocated on his turn, I just needed to have more guys in the middle to try to get the 10 points for every 5, because I just kept getting into a situation where he'd be like, okay, he's got 4 guys on there, I was able to kill these guys, I move them on there. So he was able to really maximize those point allocation, whereas if I just would have been more aggressive up front, I would have been able to get more of those points done on my part. So a lot of mistakes on my part, but very well done to our opponent, by our opponent here. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. If you want to play a match against me, just send me a message on YouTube. Let me know what your username is, create a private match, and let me know what the password is, and then I will join that game and I'll upload it, give you some feedback. Or if you're a more experienced player and want to share tips with others, you disagree with some of my opinions on the units, you want to show me through a match, I can definitely do that, and I can upload and see if you know something I don't, because I've definitely been learning things, especially when it comes to the Gene Stealers here. Alright, and with that, we'll bring this match to a close. Thanks for watching and have a great day.